Like it was a nice story. They won a couple of games, but here we're back to the dysfunctional UCLA. But no, they overcame 3 turnovers to win this game. And the best part was they come back with 32 seconds left to take the win. So like doesn't have to go to overtime. They just seal the game. Welcome to Saturday versus Sunday. I'm John Barbin. With me is Jeff Dover, and let's talk football.
We're a couple of average football fans that watch college and the NFL. We hope to earn your like and subscribe today. This is our review. Despite what our shirts say, this is our review of the UCLA-Maryland game. What are your initial thoughts?
I mean, is this the team of destiny, UCLA?
I love cheering for UCLA now. Like, it's so exciting to see this turnaround. It's very rare in sports to have a team start out like 0-4 and then like win 3 in a row and look like a completely different team. Like, it's a completely different team now.
Well, okay. Yeah, I don't even know where to begin with. So their defense was the story of the game here.
That is a great first place to start. That's the note that I have here. Ever since the coaching change, and everyone's got like a fresh start, and Nico's got a fresh start with all the controversy in the offseason. The defense, look, and we talked about this in a previous show, when the offense is playing better and the attitude of the whole team, is better, and the defense is playing inspired, because Maryland only scored 10 points on offense, right?
Mm-hmm.
The 17-7 came from a pick six. And this is the best the defense has looked all season. And it was just the offense that was really struggling before. But now that they've had that change, they've won 3 in a row, and they look unstoppable now.
Yeah, the defense was playing tough. They had that awesome pass breakup in the end zone there at towards
really
the end of the game. So I mean, they're kind of doing it with both parts of the team now. And this defense needed to pick up the offense, because the offense was not doing themselves any favors. Nico threw that awful pick at the end of the first half. I mean, I guess it wasn't that bad, but then the pick six was terrible, and he also
really
had. Later in the game, and then he had the sack strip fumble. So yeah. he had 3 turnovers, and this was the game with all of those turnovers, especially the pick six coming out of his own end, where you think, oh, okay, the honeymoon's over. Mm-hmm. Like it was a nice story. They won a couple of games, but here we're back to the dysfunctional UCLA. But no, they overcame 3 turnovers to win this game, and the best part was they come back with 32 seconds left to take the win. So like doesn't have to go to overtime. They just seal the game after giving up the tying touchdown, but in such an ugly way to give up the tying touchdown. So there was a lot of character with the way they won this game. Yeah,
that was a good point. I had that written down. I had that written down too. That's the surprise, was the character shown by this team. This team was 0-4. You can't stress that enough. They were 0-4. And terrible, and no one was happy about anything. And to show this, to go down late on a pretty brutal scoring, and then to have the character to come back, to not give up, and to come back and to win it, really says something about this team. They've completed this full turnaround. They're 3-0, after starting 0-4, and they're playing inspired, both on offense and defense. And this, to your point about the turnovers, if you could always say, if you didn't have turnovers, if I had wheels, I'd be a bicycle. But if they didn't have the turnovers, this would have been a UCLA blowout. It's because they played that well. The defense and offense was playing that well.
Yeah, I think they go for almost 200 yards rushing again here. The rushing attack. If you can run the ball like that, you're going to be in every game, no matter how ugly the game looked. And this was not it was a fun game towards the end, and there was some pretty crazy plays, but in general, I mean, you basically have no scoring for 3 quarters in this game. Then all of it sort of happens all at the end. Yeah. So it was a defensive struggle, but if you can run the ball like that, you're going to hang in there in just about every game, even including a game with where you have two bad picks, a pick six and a strip sack fumble. Yeah, you still survive the game.
Yeah, normally those are guaranteed. If you have 3 turnovers, you're going to lose most of the time. And so that really says something about the team, that they were able to hold on and do that and it's primarily, like you said, with running and defense. So they did a great job with that. And that was, good defense and running is going to get you a lot of places in football. It's just like our BYU Utah game that we talked about. If you haven't listened to that one, go back and listen to that review. But it's BYU is the same way. It could run the ball, and they've got really good defense, and you don't have to ask your quarterback to do too much. And then that's just a really good recipe for winning.
Mm-hmm. Now, and they also get an interception too. Now that's Malik Washington threw it behind his receiver there.
Yeah.
But in general, he's been playing pretty good. Washington at Maryland. He's a bit of a surprise at quarterback there. But then we talked about this earlier. Maryland seems to just churn out good QBs.
Well, and if you're a Maryland fan, you're pretty excited because Malik Washington looks good. There's times where he looks like a freshman, but if that gets better, he's got all the pieces to be a really talented QB. And same with DeJon Williams. He's a freshman too. And he all he did this game was lead the team in carries and receptions, so like that. And that's a true freshman running back. So like that is, they've got a great nucleus moving forward.
Yeah. So, and we actually, when we did our preseason talk here, it was like, Maryland's, it's just too bad they can't retain players, but they seem to be able to recruit and seem to be able to get somebody in there and develop them too. So, DeJon
Williams, the freshman running back who also led the team in receptions and carries, is from Baltimore, which is why Barban's wearing that shirt today, in case you're wondering.
Right there. Yeah. And partly because I don't have a Maryland shirt.
And we're gonna get this fixed. We need a UCLA outfit now.
Right. So, yeah. I have UCLA's on the wall. You probably can't see it. It's up there somewhere, but I need to move them into a better view here now that they're playing so well. But yeah, normally we wear the shirts of the teams we're talking about if we have them in the collection, but I think UCLA needs to be added to the collection for sure.
UCLA desperately needs to be added to the collection.
So, it was, I don't know what else to say about the game as far as just, it was like it was kind of a gritty game. It was a gritty defensive game all the way through. And when it needed to happen, even with all of the mistakes, when it needed to happen, the Bruins made it happen.
Yeah, they did. And the wide receiver, Titus, do you want to take a shot at the last name?
Nope.
Okay. Number 2 was a great receiver. Over the course of a season with a college football team, some players emerge, like some young players. Sometimes they're older, and they're just starting to have it click. And this guy looked like he could be a real difference maker going forward. He had 6 catches for over 100 yards, but it was sort of the go-to guy, I think, in some really important possessions for Nico going down the stretch.
Yeah, and it was good that Nico showed up in the final drive to make it happen. Also, they busted that huge run. I think it was only like 3 or 4 plays to win the game on that to get down in scoring position and win the game.
Might have been a penalty too that helped one of them. Yeah, but you're right.
Either way, he had every reason to sort of fold up in this game after the 2 interceptions and the strip sack fumble, but specifically throwing a pick 6 on your own goal line that late in the game. The way this season has gone and how bad of a play that was, you could see that it's possible it would have killed his confidence, and they just wouldn't have had what it would take to come back and finish that game off. Mm-hmm. But it didn't. It didn't rattle him. So there's something going on, and people were ripping on us for not giving Tim Skipper credit, the coach here, and Neuheisel. I think Neuheisel wants to be the coach here. So who knows? But whatever's going on right now is working.
Yeah, so the key thing is good for UCLA going forward is keeping Neuheisel, because this is a great job interview that he's doing right now, turning around this team that was 0-4, and having them play this way. So UCLA's got to do everything they can to keep Neuheisel, otherwise they're going to lose him to another program. Yep. And just to correct what I just said, the UCLA, you're right, it was a big kickoff return. Then there was an incompletion, 14-yard pass, 19-yard pass. So Nico shaking off, right, the 2 interceptions and the pick 6 in order to do that. Then there was a 35-yard run. It was that big run and then the field goal. So there was no penalty-aided thing. So my mistake there. But that was, like you said, we've always wanted Nico to be good. We're excited to see him play well. And even though this wasn't the cleanest game for him, he delivered in the fourth quarter a win for the team, which shows a lot of character.
Yeah, so there's some belief. There's obviously some belief there. They played hard all the way through. Nobody got down. So something's obviously something's going on with the coaching staff. They've got them believing, and they've seemed to have clearly put the start of the season behind them. And they must, I don't know, somewhere in there they must all understand, the players, and probably under the direction of the coaches, is like, that was then, this is now. That's not us. This is us. We're your coaches. That whatever was going on then, that's something else. That's not who we are now. And they're not playing at all like that team. They're playing. No. There's all of a sudden an identity, some other identity now on this team.
Yes.
And
a winning identity.
Yeah, but tough too. Like the team plays tough. When you can run the ball like that, and you can play defense like that. That's, again, this is all cliche stuff. This is all throwback stuff. Run the ball, stop the run, play tough defense. That's, every coach talks about that. They don't want to do the 500 yards through the air 45-43 game. They want to grind. They want to grind you to dust, like in games like this. This is what a coach would rather do.
No, and again, I keep stating this just because it's so rare. This team lost to New Mexico and Northwestern, like by a lot. Like lost to New Mexico 35-10. You know, so not only winning, but how they're doing it, like you said, tough, grinding it out, defense, running the ball like that. It is such a change. It's amazing. Going forward, you know, UCLA, we're all on the UCLA bandwagon. Really tough game coming up at Indiana. Now, all of a sudden,
game of the year, maybe
game of the year right now. Really tough kickoff. It's a noon Eastern kickoff, so that's going to be like a 9 a.m. game for these guys. So that's going to be tough. They're going to have to do their best melatonin and, you know, the circadian rhythm training for this one. But that's everything's in front of them going forward. Like, they control their own destiny in the Big Ten, which is unbelievable.
Yep, they're what, 3-1 in conference, and their only loss is to Northwestern. So
and they've got Indiana, it's undefeated, and Ohio State on the schedule ahead too. Both undefeated teams left. So
it sounds like a daunting task, but yes, they can still win their way to the Big Ten championship game.
Yep.
Now, they can't get an at-large bid to the playoffs because of the losses, but they can win their way in, which is crazy. After that start,
I know
you'd never think, by where are we, week 7, that they're in control of their own destiny for the Big Ten, which then is a proxy for the playoffs at this point.
Yep.
So maybe your bet on Nico for Heisman is not. No,
3 losses.
Probably
man,
gone.
It's
Yeah.
tough. Yeah, but it's
4 losses.
Sorry, 4 losses, and it's not like he's throwing for 300 and running for 100 every game. Like, that's sort of what would have to happen now. But
or they would have to, if they make the playoffs, they'd have to include playoff games in the Heisman voting.
Right.
But I mean, it's this is like winning style football, tough defense, and this game was an example of that because you overcame the turnovers and you overcame a pick six. I said this about a different game. That's such a big deal to overcome in a low scoring game.
Yeah.
To overcome a pick six in the fourth quarter, that's almost impossible to do in a game like this.
Yes.
And they did, and that's what you get.
It's a 14-point swing, right?
Yes.
You have the ball on offense. You're trying to go down and score, and instead the other team scores on your offensive play. So
right. So it's it potentially a total 14-point swing.
Yeah.
So
that's what it feels like when it happens.
You can only it's indicative of a team that plays tough defense and can run the ball, that can survive those type of mistakes. If it's just up and down the field, like if this was the Georgia Ole Miss type game where no one's playing defense, you can't really survive a pick six.
No,
because you're not stopping them anyways.
Yeah.
So you literally need to score on every drive to stay in the game. Or like the A&M Arkansas game, it's really hard to survive a pick six, and not just a turnover, but a pick six.
Yeah.
Because to your point, that's likely a 14-point swing, and in a game like that where no one's playing defense, you can't do that. Like, you got to keep pace. But in a game like this where your defense is grinding, and it's holding and holding and holding. Like we said, they only gave up 10 points on defense, and your offense can run like that, you can survive. You don't want to, but this is a type of style of play that can survive those turnovers.
Well, it makes me happy. It really makes me happy because I wanted Nico to be good. I was looking forward to him playing on Tennessee this year and seeing them do really well. And so, and to start 0-4 and to now play as well as they're doing now, it's just so great. Fun fact, the start of this game, UCLA was favored by 3. at home against Maryland. And I'm like, I didn't think Maryland's that good. And the way UCLA's playing, I'm all in on UCLA. So I placed a bet on UCLA. I had UCLA -3, and I ended up getting a push because they won by 3. But I was like, without those turnovers, I thought they were going to kill them. So it's really too bad because I deserved to win that bet.
Well, the way they were playing. Yeah, the way they were playing coming into this game, they could have.
And the way they played in this game, other than the turnovers, they should have killed them.
I think this is a good one for them.
Yes.
The last 2 games, it was almost I don't want to say a fairy tale, but it's almost like it's almost unbelievable the way the other 2 games went. And then this one here is like, okay, we're in it now. We're in it with a team that we probably didn't expect to be grinding this hard with, but you overcame all kinds of adversity and all kinds of mistakes, and you still won.
Yeah,
like that's just like winning type football. That's not like there's no luck there. That's just like you had to grind that one out to get it.
Hey, so right now, at time of recording, the lines just came out for next week. So it's UCLA at Indiana, 12 noon Eastern, which is going to be like a 9 a.m. spot for UCLA, which sucks. Do you want to take a guess at what the line is?
Like 7.5.
Indiana by 24.5.
Really?
Yeah.
You think they're that much ahead?
So that's
wow.
I'm going to be, as soon as we're done, I'm going to be putting a bet. I'll take UCLA.
I will take UCLA there.
Plus 24.5. Sure. I mean, again, Indiana's really good. They probably will win. It's a sleepy start for UCLA, so I'm worried about that. But 24, that's a
7.5. No, that's way too. I'm thinking NFL type spreads.
No,
they go nuts in college with their spreads. But the way UCLA is playing, I don't think it's a 24.5 type spread.
Nope, not for us. We're on the UCLA bandwagon, baby.
Now we'll take UCLA in the game. Now okay. So what can we say about both teams? Maryland. This is sort of no one really expected them to get anywhere. Maybe they'll make a bowl game this year. I think. Quarterback looks good, so there's something.
And the running back. I think if you're a
quarterback and running
Maryland
back
fan,
both look good.
Those are 2 legit stars that they have, which is from Maryland, which is great. Well, at least the running back was. So like that's awesome.
Yeah, especially that he can do it both ways. He can run and catch, and then so good for them for constantly turning over another player on offense there at Maryland.
Fun fact: Maryland, I believe, still at time of recording, leads the nation in interceptions, which was
11
apparent at this game. Yeah. So
they got to 11 in this game. So that's another thing. Good for them on that one too, and then. So arrows are kind of looking up for Maryland versus what people thought they would be. I mean, some of the preseason magazines had them like way, way down. So I think they've already exceeded expectations. Definitely can make a bowl game.
Yeah.
And then UCLA, just the most fun thing right now. This turnaround is so much fun. The Indiana game obviously is massive, and I don't think anyone really expects them to win. I expect them to hang in there. I kind of do expect. I expect Indiana to win. I mean,
yeah.
As much as we're having fun with UCLA, at some point you have to understand how good Indiana actually is.
Right.
So
no, but squeezing out a win against Maryland doesn't equate to hanging with Indiana either. Mm-hmm. But I tell you what, good defense, and if they can run the ball and keep it close the fourth quarter,
keeps you in every game. If they can continue doing that and get rid of the mistakes, if you can run like that. You should be in basically every game.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having the ball in Nico's hands at the end at gotta have it time. So
yeah, he's starting to look like that player. All right, is that everything on your notes?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so if you're still with us, we appreciate you being here. We know our channel's small. We just started it last year. So if you'd like to support us and you like what we got going on, a like and a subscribe goes a long way to growing the channel, and we'd super appreciate it. So for Jeff Dover, I'm John Barbin, and that's your Saturday versus Sunday podcast.